What is going on, my fellow Schwoke Lords? Welcome. This is Schweezy, aka the Foreplay King, back at it again with the internet's worst podcast. Thank you so much for listening or watching on YouTube. Guess what? We're on YouTube now. You can watch the show like I'm a person. It's really great, amazing. Please, if you like the show, hit that subscribe button, whether you're on YouTube, the coolest method to watch the show, or you're on Spotify, Apple Music, Tinder, wherever else you get your podcasts on. And I just wanted to make an update, too, that I am playing Blidio Bames, or video games as you normies would call it, Monday nights on Facebook, on the Schweezy Facebook page, and on Thursdays over on twitch.tv/the Schweezy. So go hang out with me over there. I'm having a lot of fun. I've been currently just racking it up on Fortnite. And guess what? I got my doppelganger, Jason Momoa, a.k.a. Aquaman, in the game. So I've been playing as him, and it's been a lot of fun. And so go on Facebook on Mondays, and then Thursdays over on Twitch. A great way to come hang out. And if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can hit that subscribe button on Twitch as well. And it really helps out not only this show, but me in general as a person. Today on the show, I got my boy Dachri on the show. Me and him write a lot together, and he's been popping out hit after hit after hit after hit. So go follow him on Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those cool social media platforms. Great way to go check him out. But I don't want to spoil the conversation that we have. So as my boy Garth would say, if this is truly a conversation,
then I say let the conversation begin.
Whew, man, it's been a minute since we've talked.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, no, I think, when was the last time we were together?
Well, it was before COVID. I don't know if it was even this year. Hope maybe. I feel bad. It's my fault. But yeah, I think it was earlier this year.
I also realized I've never seen you outside my home.
That's true.
I don't think we've ever hung out outside just like trying to write together.
We need to do that.
Yeah, we should hang out. Well, once the world goes back to normal, we should
right. I think what it was, we have different schedules. There's only like this small window where we can get together, but my schedule is about to change here again. But anyway, we'll make it work.
Oh yeah, one day we'll get this. We'll get everything right.
Yeah.
Where we can hang out outside my apartment for writing.
Yes, for sure.
Which is like really funny when you think about like some of the friendships you've had, like the situations you've been in, like, oh, we've never hung out outside my apartment. Oh, we've never hung out outside of blankety blank podcast interview.
Right.
But yeah, no, you think so much as like the world has come to stop now. It's like, man, I wanna meet more girls. I wanna go to more shows.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of yeah. I feel like I've taken a lot of things for granted. And there's some stuff where I'm just like, some simple things. Just like, I just want to go over to my friend's house and, hang out, and I don't know. This has put a lot of things in perspective, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, it's good. There's probably pros and cons to everything.
Yeah. I found myself calling and texting people more that I, haven't seen or.
And then there's sometimes you're just like, when people complain, it's like, don't you just want to be home alone, like, without anyone bothering you for anything ever? It's just like, what's so bad about that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, people are crazy that way. But I don't know. There's part of me that like I enjoy just sitting around doing nothing all day, like playing Fortnite and.
Yeah, I think I did a test, and I'm like 60% extrovert, 40% introvert. So I do have my moments where I like to be by myself and kind of like, get away from everybody. But more times than none, I want to be around everybody. I think I get fueled by being around a lot of people, but then, that you drain yourself doing that too much. So then it's like, I need to go away for like a solid week and just be by myself. And, but yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, I consider myself an ambivert, which, if you don't know what that is, that's someone. They're like 50% extrovert, 50% introvert. So I get a good mix of like if I spend too much time being like an introvert, I want to be an extrovert. Then I spend too much time being an extrovert, I'm like, I want to be an introvert for a minute.
So they influence you to do the opposite.
That's why living alone is so great, because when I want to go out and meet people, I invite them over or I go out and see them. But when I don't want to see people, I just stay home.
Fair enough.
It's like it's the ideal situation. That's why it's weird when I've had roommates, because everyone thinks most people think I'm an extrovert, and so. But when I'm like home, like I don't want to like be social or talk to people, so I would like go in my room when I had roommates and just like stay there until I had to go out and do something.
Yeah, no, I miss having roommates, because it was like there's a lot of things that I did with roommates that I wouldn't have done, naturally by myself. It was kind of like, if I had 2 or 3 roommates and they're all going to do something, it's like, I don't want to be the one dude that's staying at home. It's like, let me go, unless it was something really crazy, but let me go get into whatever they're getting into. And, that's how I got introduced to a lot of, at least, bands and things that I never would have known about without that. But yeah.
One nice thing about roommates is you can't be a complete slob with them. Like I've learned living alone, like I can put up with a lot of just like dirty things living by myself.
Yeah. Well,
and that's not
there's
good.
some people out there that are complete slobs with roommates, but
Yeah, true. But I guess I'm more of I try to be more a little self-conscious.
Right.
And try to not be a complete, what's the word, asshole around people. Just like, I try not to be a horrible person, I mean, and especially when you're sharing a space with someone, like, you got to be a little bit better of a person than that.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. But, anyways, hey, you been up to anything? I know you're releasing like singles at the wazoo.
Yeah, man. My producers and friends, I was the first one that started saying it, but now everybody's taking it and running with it. But we have a thing where we call it Dachri season, where basically it's just like, it's the season where I'm going to release a bunch of singles and back to back. So that's kind of what we're in right now. So yeah, I've been dropping a lot of singles. I mean, I had them, since before COVID really hit. And then when COVID hit, I'm sure I wasn't the only. I know a lot of us were like this. We're like, so what do we do now? That COVID's hit. At first, we were like, oh, I have this, 3-month plan of these things I'm going to do, and then some of us, I know me in particular, kind of take a step back and was like, should I release stuff or should I pause? So what I did was pause, and then, but now I have this back catalog of songs. So. Yeah, so I'm releasing them now, but I've been waiting to do it for 4 months. So I'm super excited, and it's just the journey of Dachri still that is ever evolving. So yeah, man.
I know it's so weird to like think about like releasing stuff right now, because obviously you think about like touring and like playing shows, and then obviously we can't do that. Right. So you're just thinking, like, should I release music? Like, what's the best course of action to go to? I know, like, I guess, heard. Yeah, go ahead.
For me, my part of my story is kind of figuring out my sound, because I'm not just a straight pop guy or whatever. So since I have all these songs, I'm like, let me just release them, and I'm still kind of gauging which ones connect with people the most, and then. I guess my plan is when we can play shows, whether that's fall or next year, we'll have enough material out, and I'll know, okay, these are the, this one here, this one there. These are the ones that really connect with people. So I'm kind of building my set in my mind, So that's kind of the plan behind that, But I know some people. I know there's some artists that really didn't stop, with this COVID thing, and they just kept going. Like maybe they took a couple weeks off, and then, but I don't know. I guess to each his own. I mean, I know some people it's worked out really well for them to just keep releasing throughout the entire COVID timeline. But I don't know. For me, I had to take a step back and kind of figure out what should I do? I want to be sensitive to the fact that, this is a real thing. People are dying, and so.
I know one thing. I just think about, they're like, hey, we need to put venues at like half capacity. And I'm like, oh, that's never been a problem for my shows. Like, we've been doing like half capacity, low capacity for a hot minute, It's the best thing, like, go and tell a band, I'm like, I don't know why you guys canceled your tour. I'm like, you guys don't have a lot of people coming to your shows. You guys could have kept going.
Yeah. I think, I'm a glass half full kind of person, but I'm hoping that, when shows do kick back up, people will come just because they haven't been out, just because they have cabin fever. So hopefully people like me will have way more people at their show than I would have had, just because people just want to get out. So they're like, what is it? Oh, it's just Dachri, fella. And hopefully they just show up just because they've been inside all.
Like, if you ask them, they will come. Or,
they will come.
So, you think, okay, after everything's over and we can go back out in public again, people are going to come to my show. And I, too scared to disappoint myself, because I'll say that and then no one will still show up. Yeah. I mean, there's that too. For me, I got to have that mentality of I'm going to play the same for 10 people or 10,000, but hopefully, I think for my first show, I think I'll have a decent amount of people there. We're fingers crossed, but that's what I'm hoping for. Do you think about those small venues that you just think back to things? I've been thinking a lot about this. I think I play an open mic night at the Bluebird Cafe. Yeah. And that place is tiny, and you're just like, man, remember those days when you could just sit in a really tiny room? That place is cramped.
And they pack that place out. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we can get back to that. I don't know because they're saying the COVID might be a seasonal thing, or so
it's COVID season right now. Next season it'll be Dachri season. And so
right. This is the preliminary Dachri season, but it'll continue on after COVID is over.
You just think about the things that you used to do. One funny thing, they're someone, I think New York, they said that glory holes are the safest option for sex. Random, I don't. You think back and it's that's probably not the safest, and now it is the safest, and so just going back and forth. It's a wild time we're living in.
This is the Wild West. There's so many things going on. And it's just everybody's kind of figuring out how to navigate through it, and get past it. I even joked. I told my friends, I was like, since I'm an extrovert, I'm just like, dude, I just want to see people so bad. As soon as this COVID's over, I'm just having a party just to celebrate. We're going to call it a hug party, and everybody's just going to come and get hugs. But that'll obviously have to be when it's for sure done, because, we don't want to spread it into the next phase. But man, it's been really rough, because I be in small groups of people, but can't be in a large 50 capacity type of space with people. So that's been
I know, I've forgotten what it's like to hug people.
I've
forgotten what it's like to hug people.
I met somebody a couple weeks back, and I shook their hand just because that's what you do, and that's just out of routine. And then immediately after, he's like, "Hey, we should probably hand sanitize." I was like, "Oh shoot!" It was almost disrespectful in this time and era to give somebody a handshake. I was like, "I wasn't even thinking, man. I'm sorry." But
I know, that comes first nature. I mean, I haven't seen that many people in a hot minute, so I haven't shaken hands or spit in someone's mouth or stuff like that.
And at my job, we're doing have to be 6 feet from everybody, and if you're not 6 feet, somebody will quickly remind you're not 6 feet from somebody. It's this is just not natural to, I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody, and I'm I'm already wearing a mask. So, but they're 6 feet. I'm like, oh man, this is super hard to hey, how you doing? What are your numbers over there? You know, like it's really.
Oh yeah, I found it like I think I'm gonna go like Kroger or something like that. I'm wearing a mask, and then like someone tries talking to me, like an employee like asks me, he's like, "Have a nice day," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah. Say that again. You know.
I think there's something visual about like seeing someone's mouth moving.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. I think. Yeah, you can. If you can't hear exactly what they're saying, you can probably read the lips a little bit. I don't know. But,
I'm like, keep my name out of your mouth, son.
But yeah, man, it's so weird. Like during the whole, I saw a couple pictures with like, you know, during some of the protesting and whatnot, and it's like I was like, are we in a movie right now? Because you know, yeah, people wear masks, and then there's like, you know, tear gas from the protests and stuff. I was like, what kind of who's directing 2020 and what is going on? Like it's like some weird movie type thing that's going on right now. I don't know. 2021 hopefully is something else.
See, I was making this joke because I had a pretty bad 2019, and so I was joking like, 2019 was so bad. 2020 is also not going to be my year. So 2021, that's my year. Like I said that in January.
Oh man,
I didn't know how right I was going to be on
you
that.
spoke it to existence.
It was pretty funny. So, but honestly, my 2020 has been fine compared to my 2019.
Yeah,
just like how bad that year was, and so it's like I've lost a lot of weight this year, somehow.
Yeah,
and then you know, it's weird how you put things in perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, 2020 has been pretty good to me, minus the couple things that everybody's dealing with. But yeah, it's hopefully 2021 is way better.
Hey man, we might not find a vaccine until then. So,
oh, jeez.
I heard something that like the UK made a successful vaccine, which
interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to say what I I don't know. I just hope it gets better, and or if it is something that's a annual thing that they have figured out some ways to minimize the how contagious it is and how it spreads, because our live music industry is definitely suffering.
Okay, so BBC coronavirus false and misleading claims about vaccine debunked. Okay, so I don't think
not real.
So yeah, I thought I saw something. I thought it was BBC. I don't know. But anyways, I'm not like a smart person, so I shouldn't be like. I don't know why I'm like reporting the news on this show. Like
that should be a whole segment right there.
Well, I do like a Zoom chat with some people like on Wednesdays. It's like a happy hour type thing. And so I just give them like dumb news updates like, hey, Chuck E. Cheese created a whole separate restaurant so their takeout business could be better. But it's also like, who's thinking about getting takeout from Chuck E. Cheese? Like notoriously, like they sell food that's bad because when they're there, they know people will get it.
Yeah, no. But hey, that could be one of your shticks. So
well,
sure.
I heard one news article, dumb news, that Amy Schumer's husband is not circumcised, and Jake Gyllenhaal can confirm it. She's like, I don't know the situation that we get in where the first part of that sentence is the topic of a news article, but then the second half of Jake Gyllenhaal can confirm, that's also the second part. I don't know.
And that's a real story?
Yeah, that's like a real news article. Let me try to pull it up.
Was that during this COVID era? Because I feel like there's not as much news, so they're fishing for things.
Oh, yeah. And then, like there's Will and Jada.
Man. Entanglement is probably going to... Yeah, entanglement is the word of the season right now.
You're just like, what did you just say?
Yeah, with that, I don't know if they knew how big that was going to be, but I would have not shared that. But that's just me.
You're just like, why are you talking right now?
It's like, it's like you can't even flip the headline right now because they're not filming movies, so it's not like they can distract us with, oh, here's a blockbuster award-winning movie.
Okay, so they found out I had an ad blocker. Hold on, let me move that real quick. But yeah, no. Daily Mail has figured out that I use an ad blocker. Anyways, Jake Gyllenhaal reveals some very intimate details about Amy Schumer's husband in her new HBO Max documentary, Expecting Amy. And part of that is, Chris was the only one of their boyhood courted who wasn't circumcised. So it's just like,
Wow.
in regards to that, like, I don't understand the purpose of that. And I think my screen is frozen.
Yeah, I don't know how you end up in a situation like that. Random thought question, but have you seen the new Aladdin, the Disney live action thing?
Oh yeah, I love it.
You loved it? It was pretty good. I was just as a music guy, I was just kind of awestruck when we just recently watched it, and as soon as it ends, the first voice you hear is DJ Khaled. I just thought that was a little misplaced, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, I didn't realize. I think it's like, of all like the Disney like remakes, I think that one's probably the best one they've had so far.
This is the third one, right? I saw Beauty and the Beast. I saw that. What was the other one? There was one more, right?
There's Lion King.
Yeah.
And I thought Lion King was gonna be good just because Donald Glover's Simba.
Yeah.
And Beyonce's Nala.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody. I was like, I don't know. I just feel like the heart of it was missing. I feel like they did all the songs. They added a new song, I believe, and then it was the same storyline. It's just, I don't know, maybe the heart of it got lost with the CGI, or I don't know what it is, but that one didn't hit home quite as much.
Yeah, I don't know what they. Yeah, I remember before I saw it, my parents saw it, and they're like, yeah, the cartoon version's better, which is weird coming from your parents, because Lion King was like the first film I saw in theaters.
Yeah.
And I was like a little kid. And so it's weird hearing that from your parents, just like, yeah, the cartoon one's better.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But I guess they're probably going to go down the line and complete all of them. We'll see what happens. But hopefully they learn as they go and they adapt. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how you feel about them switching it up a little bit, but I don't know if they should do the exact same, everything, songs, format. I don't know. We'll see.
I know, like, the Mulan, they're like, okay, so Mushu's not in it. And then I'm like, and there's not going to be any music. I'm like, I'm out. Like,
wait, really? No music?
Yeah. And no Mushu.
No Mushu either.
I'm like, those like are two of the best parts of the film. Like, the soundtrack is banger, and Eddie Murphy as Mushu.
Oh man, I'm not gonna hear "Let's Get Down to Business."
That song, like that's a complete banger. Remember summers at church camp where you had like the shower stalls, and like me and my friends would like go down there and we'd just sing in there. We sing that song specifically, and then like at that end chorus, you'd like, "You must be swift as a coursing river," and we'd like bang on like the little wall dividing all of us.
Yeah,
it was a fun time.
Oh man, that's a mistake. They should abort that ideology and put the songs in there and put Mushu back in there.
I think they already have the film done. It was supposed to come out like a few months ago or something like that, but
this is true.
Obviously,
it's not right now, so they can go back and fix it.
It's so funny to see, like, speaking of like Disney, it's like they're good films that they're considering. They're like, we're postponing when they're going to be in theaters, and then their bad films like, screw it, we're going to put it on Disney Plus. We're just like Artemis Fowl. They put on Disney Plus immediately, and I watched it because I was kind of interested, and I'm like, I kind of like this film. And then you compare it to the original book, and you're like, this is not good. This movie is not good at all.
Yeah, that's probably why they. No, I mean that, and then the Black Widow movie. I think they're pushing those back because they're waiting for COVID to be over. It's like, we're going to make a lot of money on this, so we need to wait till theaters can open up.
Yeah, I was like hearing they were thinking about like, hey, maybe we should just put this directly on Disney Plus. And then they're like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to lose money if we do that. We need you. We're putting it in theaters.
Yeah. Oh, Disney Plus. No, Disney's great though. Disney, they're the machine, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, it's really funny. I heard a rumor that AMC was going to be like closed forever.
Really?
Yeah, but it's really funny. My parents gave me an AMC gift card for Christmas.
Oh,
and
no.
I was like, and I guess there wasn't any good movies between like January and March.
Yeah.
So I didn't use it. And so now, and I was like, I'll probably use it to see Black Widow or something like that.
Yeah.
Because like the closest AMC to me is this one in Brentwood or Franklin, where it's like it's a really nice. I saw Infinity War there, and it's like one of those like recliners, wait staff type theaters.
Oh, the assigned seats kind of.
Like one of those really nice ones. So like, oh, that's a perfect time to use it. I got like this drink. It was like the Mad Titan or something like that, and I got that when I saw Infinity War, and I was really mad because why they had to check my ID for that drink. Beyond me, because there was barely any alcohol in it.
Yeah.
Which I hate. That's what I absolutely hate that when you give you like a weak alcoholic drink and they're asking you like, "Oh, we got to make sure you're over 21." I'm like, why?
You never know. I don't know. I don't know. But no, man, that's sad. Hopefully they do come back. Yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of, whenever they figure out. Probably even before they figure out when this COVID thing's going to be over, there's going to be a lot of businesses that are going to go under and never come back. And by the time we get out of this, we're going to be like, oh, what happened to such and such? They're gone. What happened to this? Oh, they're, hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel for some of these businesses and our industry, the live music industry. Hopefully, everything doesn't die, That's kind of the concern right now.
I assume movies will be fine. Like just thinking about how much money put in. I'm really
go ahead.
Oh, I'm really curious because Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to they were a few days or a few things ready from finishing, and I'm like curious about that because I think they're not on their schedule for August because I think that's when it's supposed to. But
yeah, I heard. I don't know about them, but I heard some things are secretly filming, on set, some movies and TV shows. I don't know if they're one of the ones, but one of my friends that's in the film industry, he said, yes, such and such, they're still filming. They're just taking lots of precautions. So we'll see what still comes out. But yeah, we need some content to consume. So
yeah, that's why I'm really curious. Like, what if we run out of content?
Yeah,
which that's dumb. Like, I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Right. Yeah, I know there's probably lots of things that were in the works way before COVID came to be, but I know this is even getting further pushed back now, but I'm super excited about the X-Men and Fantastic Four and the MCU and. I'm excited, but I'm also I'm pretty sure they're gonna let me down. But I also have hope that they won't. It's like I don't know. I don't know. I'm on the edge on that one, but I just want to see how they complete this era that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm. So. Oh, here's a fun game I play with a friend. So let's just say that the MCU was going to cast you for a hero that's not already in the series. And obviously you're going to do the workouts for the part. Who do you think they would cast you as?
Cast me as?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh no.
And consider that you're getting they're going to give you that personal trainer. You're going to get the workout. So your body obviously is not going to be a problem.
Well, thank you. I don't know. I feel like they would I'd be like Bishop from X-Men or something like that.
Yeah, I can see it like an X-Men character.
Yeah, or if we switch up I don't know, if we diversify it a little bit. I would love to be Iceman or something like that. That would be kind of legit, you know?
I could see you as it's not Cyborg, Cyclops.
I was going to say that too, but my thing with that is he's one of my favorite characters, but they would have to write him in a way that he's a little bit more likable for me to want to be him.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think the Fox franchise kind of did him dirty. Hopefully the MCU and Marvel will do him a little bit better. I think that I really like what they did with Captain America and Iron Man, and they kind of had this toward the end, you know, they had that differences of opinion, but, you know, the fans, we can still root for and enjoy both characters. I think they should do that, and they can do that with Cyclops. That way, when they have that whole love triangle with, you know, Jean Grey between Cyclops and Wolverine, you know, we're not just all rooting for Wolverine. We have some, you know, some stake in Cyclops because he would be a beloved character. So hopefully they can put a little bit of that in him. Then for sure, I would love to play him.
Well, like if it's a movie, yeah, they're gonna make him likable.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, like I see some of the shortcomings in the Fox franchise, and hopefully with Marvel and MCU and Disney, they do some different things. Because as an X-Men fan, I feel like I've seen it all. I want to see something a little bit different. So I don't know. We'll see what they do. X-Men's
gonna be weird because they already have so many X-Men films, and they have a lot of good X-Men films too. I think that franchise was hit and miss. Some of them were like dead on, and some of them were like, what? So it's going to be like, that's going to be a weird one.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. Yeah. Well, we probably won't see until 2023 at this point, but we're going to see. We're going to wait it out and see.
I think I could play a good Nova.
Okay.
So think if they, I could be Nova because he's kind of funny, and then he's a likable character, and then I don't know how to describe how good I would be as a character. That'd be funny if all auditions for like every acting role would just be like, so why do you think you're good for this? And they're like, well, here we go.
Yeah, I think the funny thing I always tell my friends is that by the time the whole every character is created for the MCU, pretty much every actor in the world is going to be a part of the MCU. I'm waiting for The Rock to make his debut, you know, like everybody and their mom is going to be in the MCU if they complete the X-Men, Fantastic Four, you know, Silver Surfer, all of that stuff. Submariner, just everybody that's left, pretty much every actor is going to be some way, some form or fashion a part of the MCU, which is like crazy to think about. But yeah.
Have you fan casted your Wolverine pick?
I haven't, but I saw that some other people have. You know, obviously a lot of people wanted Tom Hardy. Then that kind of didn't work out because of Venom. There is another guy that I've seen people have cast. I'm not familiar with the show too much, but I think he's from. His name is Charlie something. I don't know. It's like I think it's an AMC show he's on. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but. I don't know. Maybe Andrew Lincoln that played, Rick Grimes in Walking Dead. He might be a good. I don't know. They also have cast him for Mr. Fantastic and Fantastic Four. Some people have. So,
I mean, we all know. Everyone wants Jim. Not Jim Halpert. What's his name? Why can I not think of that right now? John Krasinski. We all want him to be Mr. Fantastic.
I've seen him for... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So I thought you were talking about Wolverine. Yeah, I've seen him cast as Mr. Fantastic, and then,
and his wife is...
Right.
That's like a perfect casting.
That would be legit, but I don't know. They kind of do what they want. I can't remember the last movie where fans predicted who they wanted, and they went that route. So. Well,
no, Brie Larson was pretty popular for Captain Marvel.
Oh, beforehand?
Yeah, and I think Chris Evans was like, hey, I think Brie Larson should be. And then Chris Hemsworth, he worked on a film with Tom Holland. He's like, I think this guy should play Spider-Man. So, like...
Okay.
So, like, they take a good... Look, obviously, you know, a good resume is
key.
I actually kind of thought Henry Cavill would be a good Wolverine. Like at first I was like, nah, and then I was thinking about, maybe.
You're talking Superman from
Superman.
Yeah.
Which I also liked him as Superman too.
Yeah.
Like as much as like the DC films get hate, I do like the casting. I think Ben Affleck was a pretty good Batman.
Yeah. Maybe.
Jared Leto as Joker, no, but I mean, if you're going, and I'm not saying he was bad in it. I'm just saying like the way they did him as Joker, like he's like this gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that idea.
I think they should have just invested more in that whole storyline, the whole, like, I don't know, man. It's hard to watch The Dark Knight and then go back and watch those movies. It's like, were you guys paying attention to what we did in this whole trilogy here? Like, they should have built their entire franchise off of that. You know what I mean? I guess, what's his name? The guy that played Batman and that, Christian Bale. I guess he didn't want to continue, but they literally should have built the entire franchise off that, the direction that was going in, and we'd have a whole different outlook on it right now, I think.
Mm-hmm. I always just think, like, obviously, like, whatever, Heath Ledger was like a great Joker, and they obviously didn't want to just copy that straightforward, but the idea of the Joker, to me, is like, this is crazy person coming out of nowhere. Like, and that's why I thought, like, the Joker film, like, I was not too excited about it. I'm like, Joker doesn't need, like, an origin story. Like, the idea of him is, like, he's out of his mind, and he just showed up out of nowhere. Yeah.
I still haven't even seen that, so...
You haven't seen it? It's good. It's a good movie, like, obviously. But it's weird. Like, you're probably not, like, mentally stable in that movie when you just, like, watch and you're like, some of these points kind of make a lot of sense. Like, and then you're like, wait a minute, he's just murdering people. Like, you need to stop thinking this way.
No, I think they should just restart that whole franchise. But that's just me. I know they're not going to, because they've had, like X-Men with Fox, they had some hit or miss, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. So they're going to continue on with it. But I personally think they should just start over. And I think the thing, too, is you can't compare yourself to Marvel. Like, they've spent time building their franchise. You can't, because I think they jumped too fast with the Justice League movie. I think that was a little bit premature. I think they just go back to the drawing board and kind of figure it out and make a movie that's, instead of just cranking movies out, make a movie that's worth seeing. Make sure each one is worth seeing, that is pleasurable too. Because I don't know, sometimes I feel like franchises like that, they're looking at two different audiences. They're trying to appeal to the comic book fans, and then sometimes they're trying to appeal to just moviegoers. And it's a hard balance to find, something that the comic fans will enjoy, plus what the just people that just go to like see movies will enjoy. So, because I remember back in the old days when they did X-Men Last Stand, they said they made that movie more so for moviegoers than like the actual, comic book fans or whatever. So.
Yeah, I actually liked Batman v Superman. I actually really enjoyed it. And I kind of defend that a little bit.
There was a lot of scenes in there that I liked. I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch the movie, but some of the scenes were like, they were top notch. But I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch it. I think hindsight's 20/20 too. Like, we're fickle creatures. A lot of us, we'll change our mind and go back and watch something 10 years later. Like, oh, this was awesome, or oh, this was trash. So.
Like, that's what people are doing right now with Age of Ultron. They're just like, man, this film was actually pretty good. And I'm like, I've been kind of advocating for it. Besides the fact that Joss Whedon does not understand Captain America. Like, seriously, like, so you watch the first Avenger, because no one was really into Captain America until, like, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Like, before, like, because the Russo brothers, like, understood Captain America.
Yeah.
Like, they had, like, this ideology. So, like, when you think about the first Avenger, that's obviously it's just kind of an origin story, which it's pretty true. Where it's like, oh, it's World War II. He loves Peggy Carter. He's fighting Nazis and Hydra, and then Bucky dies, and then after that it was kind of like the Avengers, and then it's kind of like, geez, Captain America could not be more cringy. Or in the Avengers, like if you watch the first Avengers and then Age of Ultron, like Joss Whedon, because one thing I don't like. So there's the scene where in Age of Ultron where he's talking to Maria Hill about Pietro and Wanda, and like he's like confused, and then they're like, he runs fast and she's weird. Oh, okay, no, I get it. I'm like, well, with the super soldier serum, Captain America is actually really smart. That's why like his precision with his shield, like throwing it, is on point. And so they just kind of like dumbed him down.
Yeah. Yeah, they might have done that too for comedic relief. I don't know, but no, I hear what you're saying. I hear it. I think it was brilliant too I know they had to do, because of contractual obligations, they had to do, or they didn't have to, but they were able to do the Avengers as far as making all the movies, because they didn't have the rights to some of the other characters. But they did a wonderful job at that. Like, Avengers is so much more popular, I think, in the last 15 years than they ever were before. So, but yeah, the Russo brothers, I think they're going into a whole other project now, right? They've stepped away from Marvel movies for a minute. Is that true?
So, from what I know, yes, but there's like rumors like they'd come back to do Secret Wars.
Okay.
So, if they do a Secret Wars film, I'm just curious how they would execute it, because the idea of Secret Wars is basically some space alien somewhere. I can't remember the name of who they are. They want to see what would happen if they put all these heroes in kind of like a battle royale type situation. And so I feel like if they do that, like, they need to get Robert Downey Jr. back. They need to get Chris Evans back. Right,
yeah. I know Robert said that he would come back if it was worth it, but not just for anything. He said he would have to be a script that was worth it. And that sounds like it would be worth it, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he said, because I listened to Joe Rogan, because, like when you're a kid, you had that friend who had a weird older brother who smoked weed and was a loser. Like, sure. We don't need that anymore. We have Joe Rogan. Right. But he was on Joe Rogan, and he said, Robert said he thinks he's done all he can with the character. So, which is, I respect, like, he doesn't want to do it. Yeah. When a TV show goes on too long and it's just not good anymore.
Yeah, true. Also, money talks, though. Like, if they were to be able to hand him the right amount of dollar bills, I'm sure he'd come just for even a 20-minute spot in a 2-hour movie. But no, I know what you're saying. That's what comparison to 2020. That's where they're like, who's directing 2020? Like, if this were a TV show, like, they must have run out of good ideas. So it's like, let me just throw everything in there and see what sticks. But I know exactly what you're saying. You're on the 8th season of a TV show, and all of a sudden there's a long-lost brother, or they adopt a new kid, or, something.
No. Here's who's directing 2020. It was Zack Snyder, but then he had a family thing going on, and then Joss Whedon's taking over.
Yeah, Joss Whedon. Yeah, I wonder who's going to take the back half of it. But yeah, it's a weird. It's like, let's just put everything in there, and we'll get the ratings up. But
I saw like a funny like meme. It was there was a live action Winnie the Pooh movie like a few years back called Christopher Robin, I think.
Yeah.
So that was Dawn of Justice, and then like the actual cartoon Winnie the Pooh is Justice League, like all bright and colorful and happy. Then like this dark, gloomy film was Dawn of Justice.
Interesting. Yeah.
Dude, I'm super excited for the Zack Snyder Justice League.
Oh, so they are doing a second one?
No, so HBO Max is...
the director's cut.
So, yeah, the direct Zack Snyder's film. So, it's like a weird situation where they had like 6+ hours of Zack Snyder's film. so they're gonna make it into a TV show, but they're not gonna like do any reshoots or anything to like fill in. So I'm also really curious how it's gonna turn out, because remember when like Dawn of Justice was out, everyone like, oh, Zack Snyder sucks, like he can't make a good film, and everyone's like, oh, I want to see Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Like I said, people are fickle creatures.
So it's kind of a joke. Yeah, but it's really funny to think about how people are out there.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, yeah, man. But let's talk music for a second. What are you listening to right now?
So the 1975 just released a new album.
Is this their final? Is that what they said?
No, they're probably gonna go on for a while. They started really young, and they just keep going.
No, I heard a rumor that they were retiring after this or something.
No, I don't. Not that I'm aware of. Open up my Spotify, see what I'm listening to. So yeah. So yeah, the 1975. That album's always on repeat. Then you go through some all my emo stuff.
Oh, my emo stuff. Yeah, hopefully My Chemical Romance, that tour happens next year.
Man, it's really funny when you think about it. It's like, yeah, hell will freeze over when the My Chemical Romance gets back together. And then they got back together, and then hell froze over.
Yeah.
You're just
their fault.
You're just like, yeah, that's a little too good to be true.
Yeah. Hey, well, at least the Jonas Brothers got back together, and they got in there.
They got it right in time.
Right in time. But, we'll see if anybody else can get back together. But hopefully, like, some of these bands that are, like, I think some good things will come out of COVID. I think because some people are trapped inside and they have, their DAW setups and whatnot, they'll be sending files to one another. Hopefully some other bands and artists will get back together, as soon as 2021 or COVID ends or whatever. We're just like, oh, such and such is back. Like, like, what? So I'm hoping that that's a thing for and hopefully for My Chemical Romance, they're like, Gerard is out there plotting and planning and have some crazy ideas.
See, I don't know if I want a new album for My Chemical Romance. I'm not a huge fan of Danger Days. But I do love Black Parade. Like,
this is awesome.
The thing with Black Parade is my favorite tracks on there are the ones that no one knows. Like the
non-singles, yeah.
Like This Is How I Disappear. I'm not even a big fan of like Welcome to the Black Parade. Sometimes I'll listen to it, I'm like, I don't want to listen to this.
Yeah. No, I'm a fan. Hopefully they come back.
This show is brought to you by Josh's book. That's right. Josh Casey is my spiritual mentor, the Rob Bell to my Pete Holmes, and also the one I call Cricket, or he's basically my conscience. He is finally releasing his first book titled Tracking Desire, a memoir-ish walk through faith, failure, and finding God under my feet. But he needs help getting it published. Find his self-publishing campaign at GoFundMe.com/Josh's book to donate, link in the description as well, and make his book a reality. Donating comes with a copy of the book and other shit. Now, about the book, basically imagine something the complete opposite of this show, and that's his book. That's his book. Serious, but sprinkled with smart humor, it follows his story in and out of faith and the church, from deconstructing the bullshit of the evangelicals to dealing with his own failures to finally seeing the divine in all things and all people. This book is meant for all those who are on a journey of self-discovery and of figuring out where or if God fits into that path. If you fit in the very narrow Venn diagram sliver of people who listen to this train wreck of a podcast and still know how to read things longer than a tweet, then this book is for you. Again, donate at GoFundMe.com/Josh's book and share hashtag Josh's book. Link will be in the description of this episode as well. I want to talk to you about today's sponsor, FNX Fitness. FNX Fitness is committed to creating innovative supplements of the highest quality that provide focus for a productive morning, energy to thrive all day, performance supplements to reach new goals, unique sleep and recovery formulas to support any sport, and healthy supplements to support an active lifestyle for years to come. They also have a fantastic clothing line. You can look good while working out, which is pretty great. With your purchase of any product at FNX Fitness, 1 gallon of water gets donated to a child in need, which is incredible and it's something I absolutely love. Using promo code SchwegCast or link in the description, you can save 15% off your purchase. That again is 15% off your purchase with promo code SchwegCast, or you just click the link in the description. That easy.
Do you know what movie Danger Days was based off of? I know I've seen the movie. That's a direct parallel from a movie, but I don't remember what the movie's called.
Let me look it up.
I watched it one time with a friend, and then I remember seeing the My Chemical Romance videos. I was like, this is straight from that. It might be a couple movies blended together, but there's one in particular that it's very similar to.
Let me take a look.
I don't know. I think they could do a new album. I think there's a lot of people that are into that. Me included, that are into that kind of music, and I think that they're not probably going to gain new fans through it, but definitely for the fans that are true to them and their style, I think I think it's okay to come out with an album for sure. Just depends on. I think theirs just so larger than life. It would have to have a good backstory, good videos that kind of elevate the songs, and it couldn't be like willy nilly, and I don't think it would be. I think Gerard and Co. They definitely.
So from what I'm showing here, it says it is the band's last one before their 6-year breakup from 2013. The album's storyline follows a city in post-apocalyptic California in 2019, where a few outsiders called Killjoys fight against an evil corporation. In 2013, frontman Gerard Way published a comic that continues the story described in the album. So I guess it's an original story.
Huh. But yeah, there's definitely a movie that they were inspired by, we'll say. I'll have to find it and talk about it. But yeah, no, I don't know, man. I kind of miss videos like that, that are just like 3-4 minute just movies, more of that in our lives. But yeah, Gerard is awesome. Did you see the Umbrella Academy? That was awesome.
Oh, no, I've always been meaning to watch that, but I never have.
To-do list. It's cool because you can definitely see the influence of Gerard on it, and you can definitely see the comics he grew up on, the influence there, and it's just cool to think that somebody that does music can also delve into this other realm and be successful and be creative, and I think he's definitely someone we look up to in that manner,
Yeah, he was an artist, and so
right.
the story I know is that he was an artist working on stuff like art stuff, whatever they do, before it, and then 9/11 happened, and then that's inspired him to start a band with his brother.
Right. Yes. That's the story I've heard too. Yeah, he was a graphic artist, and then I guess they've been trying to do a band prior to 9/11, and then 9/11 happened, and there's I think he was talking to I think it was him and Ray were the first ones, I believe it was, the guitarist. It's all right, this is our last opportunity. We got to get this. We got to make this thing happen. So they did. So.
Mm-hmm. So respect to them. I mean, they changed the world with being emo.
Yeah, they did. Hopefully they obviously they had to reschedule all their tour dates, so I'm sure that they have some big plans for 2021.
I was so mad they didn't put a Nashville date.
You said what?
I'm so mad they didn't put a Nashville date.
Yeah. It would suck if the COVID continued on through 2021, because everybody's moved their stuff to 2021, and those tours are a big deal. Cost a lot of money to put on, and like Justin Bieber, he rescheduled all his stuff too. Like, you know, it'd be tough if they had to reschedule the reschedule, you know? So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be. But imagine a bunch of grown men crying to "I'm Not Okay" and like singing along. I'm not okay.
Grown men and women, yes, and I don't know. I said they're probably not going to get new fans. I don't think that's true. I take that statement back. There are probably some younger kids that, because they're not getting they're not getting that nowadays as far as new bands too much. So they might have some new fans out there. There's going to be some young kids there crying too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't see like me talking to like a Zoomer just being like, "Hey kid, you like My Chemical Romance? This is the songs of my generation. When I was a young boy, my father."
Yeah, they definitely changed the scene for a while.
My favorite, I saw like a meme. It was it's like, some of y'all's fathers never took you into the city to see a marching band, and it shows.
That's awesome.
So I want to go here. I found a deleted scene randomly from The Wizard of Oz, and I wanted to play it for you. I want to get your reactions on it.
I'm ready. Anticipating. What is going on? That's crazy.
So yeah, I can't believe they deleted that out of the original movie.
Yeah, what were they thinking? It could have been. It would have had such a grander influence on the culture if they had just left that in there.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok.
It's like the 1940s. Oh man, do you like TikTok?
I don't know. Undecided. I mean, I have one, barely. I think what's interesting is that each time we get a new form of social media, whether or not it sticks around. Cause, I mean, what was the last one?
Vine.
Vine, yeah. I think the way that the way the operating system, the way that it operates, goes into the next thing. So whether or not TikTok sticks around, the format is going to be used in the next thing. But I don't know, man. It's just weird to think, because I have friends that, you know, all they're doing is, and I guess we were doing this before with Instagram, but all they're doing is scrolling through. They'll watch your 15, 30-second video, and then they're going to the next thing, you know, scrolling through. It's just like long-form content people don't consume as much. It's just about, how can I get someone's attention, you know, instantly, and keep it for 15, 30 seconds, and, you know, maybe get a like, maybe get a follow. Probably not. They probably continue to scroll. So that part of it is weird to me. But the whole TikTok itself is, I don't know. I talked about this recently. It's like, I don't know. I know they're trying to ban it for different reasons, but I can't see how it's not banned. There's like young kids on there doing crazy stuff, and it's like, what is going on in the world, you know? And 50-year-old moms twerking and things. It's like
50-year-old.
This country is great.
So I don't know if you knew this, but me and my fat friend Micah, we did a weight loss contest, and I destroyed him.
Shout out to Micah.
Someone made a TikTok about us. I want to show you that.
Oh man, you guys are famous.
Hey, Jason, looking pretty good. You lost some weight?
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. And Jonah, you still look fat as ever.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, he's Micah is still fat as ever. Hashtag pray for Micah.
Oh no.
So
okay. Some people, we like fat people.
I don't mind fat people. I don't like Micah though.
Oh man, yeah. No, I don't know. I wish MySpace would come back. I know it can't, but one can dream. But TikTok is, I don't know. I know some people are like blowing up through it, but I don't know how it translates to like music. Like I have one friend that's like, they have however many followers on TikTok. And I'm like, is that helping your music, your music career? And they're like, I mean, not yet, but it's like, so I don't know.
It's a weird thing. I would say try to move people from TikTok to another platform like YouTube or something like that.
Yeah. I think with any of those, it's hard to move somebody from one platform to another. Like I said, they're there to scroll through. They're not there to be like, oh, let me click this and click this and click that.
As you're probably aware, I'm probably on a different lane of TikTok than most people.
How so?
Let's watch this one. This one recently made me laugh.
My mom said I can't eat dino nuggies anymore. She said I need to grow up. That's fine, Mom. No more dino nuggies. No more grandma's ashes.
Yikes.
I love that so much. No more dino nuggies. No more grandma's ashes.
Yeah. So there's that side of TikTok. That's a whole different thing for sure.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely on a different wavelength.
Yeah.
On the talk.
On the talk. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do if the government bans it, which I don't think they can. But I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I don't understand the purpose unless there's like a. Only thing I would say that would most people are be like, no, that's kind of a violation of freedom of speech or something like that. Unless it's like child porn, which I'm not seeing on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'd be the first one to be like, hey, I'm not into this. I like older women. Get rid of this now.
Jeez. Yeah, no. We'll see what they do with that. And I'll also like, we'll see what happens with the next platform. The next thing they're already working on. They're like, oh, what's the next, TikTok thing? And then, I'm sure Facebook, if TikTok sticks around, Facebook will probably buy them out. Who knows? But,
someone also made a TikTok with me and my dad. Let me show you that.
You purchased Cars 2.
Yes.
$15. Why the hell did you buy?
That was just so subtle. Just like, you bought Cars 2?
Why would you buy it?
It's like the worst Pixar film ever made.
Oh, man. Oh, poor Cars.
I actually really hate Toy Story 4.
You hate Toy Story what?
Toy Story 4.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I hate it, but I would also say that 3 was a great send-off. That should have been the end.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how it is. If they make too much money, they continue. Like the Fast and Furious franchise. That should have been over 4 movies ago. But they're still going. They're probably going to – I think they're going till 10. I don't know what's going on. But
Fast and Furious is one of those franchises. I've never watched any of the films, but I get it. Like, I get why people like it. It's just kind of stupid and fun at the same time.
Yeah. That you summed it up. Stupid and fun. But when Paul Walker died, I think they had a scene that was a great send-off. And they should have just ended it there. But then, The Rock came in and he kind of infiltrated it. Like, oh, let's do a whole, But, just like we were talking about earlier, sometimes it just goes too long. I mean, I think those, like I said, they're still making money, so apparently it's not too long for them. And then they started doing stuff that was, let's say, they were always doing stuff that was pretty borderline physically impossible. But then they started doing stuff that was just out of this world. That was like, okay, we can't, drive a car through a building to another building, that's like 20 stories in the air and, nobody's dead, like what is going on? So,
the car is just in perfect shape.
I
Wasn't
guess.
it the first movie, like they're stealing like big blocky TVs with VCRs attached to them?
Okay. Yeah. The first movie was more like just common theft and drugs and things, but then it just got out of hand.
They're just like, let's top this, and then they just kept topping each other
that's
film.
what it was. Yeah, like I remember the second film, Paul Walker does this thing on the highway where he's like going backwards. He turns his car around and he's driving backwards, like 80 miles an hour. It's like, this is highly unlikely, but this is possible. I'm sure you could drive. You can do this with precision if you're that great. But then it just kept getting more. Like they were still in oil barrels and things, and it just got. And then they drove a tank down the street carrying a vault in like the fifth movie, money vault, and I guess like I said, those things were plausible, but it was just highly unlikely that they would execute it, like they did. But then it just got out of hand, and I don't know what's going on anymore.
I actually saw a good. I think this is a TikTok preview of the next Spider-Man movie. So, I'm really excited for this.
Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can.
So, it looks pretty good from what I've seen so far.
It looks like a winner for sure.
I'm excited. I heard they're going to base it off Craven's Last Hunt, and it looks like it's exactly it.
The DC Universe version of Spider-Man.
I actually really hope it is Craven's Last Hunt. I read that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
it's a really good story.
Yeah.
So, I see the way the MCU could make those subtle changes to it, and this could be really good.
For sure. Yeah, that would be a hit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, obviously, I wonder who would you think would be a good Kraven? I think Jason Momoa would be, but I don't know if he's in a contract with DC that he can't do it.
I think all those DC dudes are in a contract where they can't come over. I think that's how that works. I think it's like pick and choose a side. I don't know. I don't know who would make a good Kraven. I don't know.
But the only problem I would say with Jason Momoa is if you're going to do Kraven's Last Hunt, so the storyline behind it is Kraven is old and he wants to do one final hunt where he catches Spider-Man. That's his last hunt. And so he catches Spider-Man and then eventually he puts him in it's a weird story. So he buries him in a cemetery, but Spider-Man's still alive. He's just paralyzed for asleep for 2 weeks. And so and then Kraven becomes Spider-Man for some reason. And then eventually there's another villain, Vermin, where he catches Vermin and keeps him hostage. And then once Spider-Man wakes up, he goes to Kraven's home and he's forced to fight Vermin. And then he realizes Spider-Man's a good guy, not a bad guy. And so then he lets Vermin loose, and then Spider-Man leaves to catch Vermin, and then Kraven kills himself. And there's another version where Kraven has cancer, and so that's why he's doing his last hunt, which I think that's the storyline they should go with.
Interesting.
So,
speaking of...
go ahead.
Have you heard of this Last Ronin project they're working on for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Have you heard about that?
No.
It's basically a storyline. It's a comic that's coming out this fall. It's 3 of the turtles die, and then there's one surviving turtle that assumes the personalities and the weapons of his brothers, and he fights in their honor. But the cool thing is that they haven't revealed who the turtle is that survives. So there's a lot of speculation right now as to who that is, and then when the comic drops, it's apparently going to be this huge thing. But I'm excited because a lot of people, there's rumors that it's Donatello or Michelangelo, because that would be a character development for the two of them. Because they were thinking if it was Raphael, it would be 2 on the nose. Leonardo, same thing. So, but yeah, it's a new thing that's dropping this fall. I think it is, and fans are super excited because it's we've never seen. We don't get to see the one out of the bunch too much. So hopefully it doesn't spawn a whole thing where they continue to do one. But I think for this particular storyline, it could be cool depending on who they choose. But
did you watch the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movie?
Oh gosh, the first one. I couldn't do it anymore after that one.
Oh, I totally forgot there was another one. drank an entire bottle of wine and watched it. And I went in. If you go into it, I'm like, it's probably not gonna be that good. It's a Michael Bay film, and you're like, it's not that bad.
I don't know. Megan Fox and Stephen Amell were the second one, I guess. I wanted to watch the second one because I like Stephen, but I didn't. I didn't. It was too much for me. I was like, I don't know. Maybe the 90s ones were too much for some people, but I love those.
Yeah, I guess we were kids back then. Vanilla Ice, I'm like, that aged well.
Speaking of Vanilla Ice, somebody the other day was playing a bunch of 90s videos, and I was like, we hate on Vanilla Ice too much. He was actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. There's like a Vanilla Ice film, and it's bad. I've watched it for some reason.
Isn't he like doing like home renovations or something now on A&E or whatever channel that is?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I think that's a thing for sure.
I'm not going to fact check that. I just assume.
You're going to want that in your search history. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I've seen that just by the by. But no, he was a lot cooler than people give him credit for sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, yeah, it's tough, man. They want to remake everything. I want to see some new ideas out there, like or reimaginations of old things, like the last Ronin thing with the Turtles. I want to see some, familiar characters with a different storyline, or just completely new characters. It's there's a lot of creative minds out there. It's hard to believe that we have to reboot the same stuff over and over and over. I want to see a Speed Racer reboot or reimagination. I never got to see that movie, but I know it wasn't good. So I want to see a new movie.
Yeah, I see. They're like, I heard like they're gonna remake Princess Bride. I'm like, why? Like the original film is fine.
That too. Some things need to just be left alone. They don't, like Lion King could have been left alone. They don't need to redo everything.
I mean, they go for like the easy things, like, oh, this will make money. But what they need to do is find those film franchises that were not good and do that again. Because if they try to like make a good, like say Speed Racer, I don't think that film was that good.
Yeah.
So if like they did a new Speed Racer movie and it's actually good, they try to make it really good, like that'd be a good.
Yeah. Or even a TV show with that, because I can think that doesn't have too much. I mean, they could probably add some. It wouldn't need to have like a lot of CGI or anything, and then the whole storyline with Racer X and stuff. That could be a good, cool TV show, maybe. I've wanted them to do Johnny Quest for years, and no one's touched that. But I was like, that would be a sick movie or franchise, or TV show, or Netflix or whatever. But,
so you want to see a video of my soulmate?
Sure. I'm scared.
I'm gonna say it. Yeah, sex is cool, but have you guys ever took a fat poop and then you go to wipe and then there's nothing to wipe and you're like, oh my god, it was a ghost poop. I don't know. I love that shit. That really, when that happens to me, it like makes my whole entire day. I don't know.
Gotta say that's my soulmate. I have to. I mean, ghost poop. Have you ever had a ghost poop?
I can't. I don't think so. I don't know.
You're probably not like a psycho like me and like pay attention to that stuff.
No. Not yet.
Mm-hmm. Like that really shows a sign of like a psycho. Like, you have a ghost poop? Whoa. Like if you like text your friend, like, I think I got another hemorrhoid. Like, you probably have something not wired correctly in your brain.
Yeah, maybe. That's funny. Now, what was I? Music. I was thinking about that for a second. Dua Lipa. Are you a fan of her?
Oh, yeah.
How do you say her name? Dua Lipa? Yeah. She's awesome. I think she's one of those, like, great artists that people forget or don't know about yet. Like, she kind of came out of nowhere, and she's, like, already up there with everybody else, Like, her album was great. Her album was...
I was, like... I think a lot about, like, how much... Like, she's obviously a really good singer and very talented. I wonder how much of, like, the music in general, like, she inputs into it.
Yeah, that's Yeah, that's an interesting point with like a lot of people. Like, I don't know if you watched the Justin Bieber documentary, but he's listed as a writer and everything. But it seems to me that Pooh Bear writes all the songs, and Justin just kind of gives a yay or nay. But I feel like Pooh Bear writes all the melodies and the lyrics, and then the other guys will produce the track. And it feels like Justin just kind of comes in and says yay or nay, but I could be wrong.
It's like getting that producer credit when you never didn't do very much with this song.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a double-edged sword, though, because it's like, if Justin doesn't like it, then he's not going to put it on his album. So it's like, you'd rather have him take 50% and not really do much than, you don't even get the song on the album and get nothing. So, but I don't know. I don't have any statistic to back this, but I've heard that more of the female pop artists contribute to their writing than the male pop artists do. And I don't know how true that is, but there was another podcast I think I was listening to and they said that, and I was like, I believe it. Like, maybe Selena Gomez is in there, really, really writing her stuff with what the other people anyway.
I've actually heard Justin Bieber actually can really do melodies, can write melodies really well.
Huh.
So
I believe it. I was just saying, when you saw that documentary, I was like, the other dude, Pooh Bear, was writing like the full thing, It's like, and it ended up pretty much being exactly what he had before even coming to Justin.
Man, I remember seeing Never Say Never in theaters. And like, that was like 2010, 2011.
The Karate Kid.
Yeah, with Jaden Smith was in it. Yeah, I remember when that. I actually had a Justin Bieber shirt I wore. I went with a girl, and we were like going ironically. But it was a good show.
Yeah. Give it up, never say never. Yeah, I think the two of them got back together at I don't know if it was a Boys and Girls Club type of situation, but they performed that, I think, late last year together, a cappella of all things, and it was pretty awesome. But yeah, and I don't knock anybody because obviously that's one of the things I'm trying to do, songwriting in general, and you don't have to, singers and artists I don't think have to write all their stuff or any of their stuff, as long as they're the voice that helps it connect. I think is the big thing. So
I mean, yeah, there's that weird voice where it's like, how good is the performance? I'm like, a lot of people look down on people for not writing their own music, but I'm like, there's a little bit of performing. I don't like it when it's just like, oh, this is a good-looking person. Let's slap some autotune on this and put it in a dress, and we're good.
Yeah.
But, as long as Jared has like actual talent, I'm not too bad about it.
Yeah. That's how a lot of things happen, but I definitely don't think everybody should be subject to having to write all their own stuff for sure, because some people aren't gifted in that. Some people are, some people aren't. So, yeah, weird.
Mm-hmm. It's.
I'm surprised at Harry Styles though. I didn't think he was going to be as good as he was coming out of 1D. I thought he was going to. First off, his album doesn't sound anything like I would think it would sound, and it seems to me that he's heavily contributing in the writing. But I could be wrong in that. But
those guys, like, they're now that they're going solo, it's like so. They're like not. I feel like you could say, like, when Justin left NSYNC, it's very similar. It's kind of similar, but it wasn't too far off.
Yeah.
Now it's a lot different, but, like, when he initially, it wasn't too far off where you think he was going. Those guys, like One Direction, like, it's like, hey, let's do a different thing.
Yeah. I think, and too, from what I've seen, I think they're all, maybe except for Zayn, they're all still pretty tight, and I'm sure that some kind of reunion thing could happen. But yeah, they definitely have ventured off into their different styles, and I think they're all kind of finding their way and doing what's unique to them and what speaks to their creative souls. But yeah, man, I wish them all the success in the world.
Yeah, I think they're all fine. Like they're.
I think usually they, when a band like that disperses. One person does a solo thing or two people, not all five, and whether or not, they're all successful or not is another thing. But I think it's cool that they are at least like, trying things and, still performing and writing, singing.
Do you want to see a TikTok of life before COVID?
Oh, sure.
The good old days.
Dang it. Hey, dude, can you hand me some toilet paper?
Yeah, sure. Give me 1 sec.
All right, thanks.
All right. You're good, buddy.
It's like,
Yeah.
so I do it.
These kids, these
Actually,
kids.
that video, I think I'm holding it together pretty well right now. The first time I saw that video, I lost it.
If that was real and somebody did that to me, I would know it's you.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous that I don't know. That's the second hardest I've ever laughed was that video. First hardest was when my friend told me a frog story. A woman put a frog in her vagina and for pleasure, and I don't know how to describe the story as well.
Yikes. People do the clicks.
Dude, yeah, well, no, she didn't do it on, like, the internet. This is a secondhand story I heard.
Oh, yikes.
But
I could see somebody doing it on the internet, though. I don't know what site they would put that on, but I could see them doing it for the internet.
no, yeah, I could see people in, like, Paris, Tennessee doing that.
Paris, Tennessee. Where are you from? I'm from Paris, yeah. I think they have a Paris in every state, I believe. I don't know.
Well, bonjour.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Same with, like, I don't know, I feel like there's a Detroit street in every state, or like a Chicago or Illinois Avenue or something like that. It's like we ran out of things to name streets and cities, so we're just stealing them from everywhere else.
I know Lawrence, Kansas, like, a majority of the streets are, like, states for some reason.
Huh.
I mean, to the big streets, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
So, like, their downtown street, it's Massachusetts Street or Mass Street. And then there's, and it's just named after it. Like, there's a Missouri Street for some reason, which is, like, very sacrilege for Lawrence, Kansas. I don't know. You probably don't know the history of Kansas and Missouri. I do, because I'm from there. So Kansas is notoriously called the Free State, or Free Staters, because back when slavery was a thing, there was like, these are slave states, these are free states, obviously. Kansas, and so with Kansas, they're like, okay, the citizens get to decide if it's going to be a slave state or a free state. And so people from Missouri would come over and, like, try to convince Kansas to be a slave state. But I think majority of Kansas wanted to be a free state. So there's, like, a bunch of scuttles, and then, like, people from Missouri burned down Lawrence, Kansas. And that's where the University of Kansas is. So it's pretty bad. So
Yeah.
Missouri bad, Kansas good. And so and also Kansas notoriously called the Free State. So since I'm from Kansas, I like to refer to myself as a Free Stater. So when you hear that, know that that's a good person. They're from Kansas.
Duly noted. So now I know.
So Kansas has a lot of weird history.
Yeah. I can't say. I've actually never been there, so I can't say anything about
Yeah,
it.
you probably don't need to. You be honest. You can just read about it. This episode is also sponsored by Honey. Honey is a free browser extension you can download using the link in the description of this episode. Honey searches the entire internet for promo codes, coupon codes, free shipping, and anything else that will save you money when buying things online. It's 100% free, and at no point will you have to pay for it using microtransactions. It's that simple. I have never met a person who's like, I don't want to save money when I buy things online. It's super simple to use. It's basically, you just click one button and it does all the heavy work lifting for you. I'll be in, like, my living room, and I'll just be, just browsing the internet. I see something I want to buy, and then I remember, oh, honey's the thing. So I like rush over to my computer. That way I can go ahead and save money. And I've saved $12. I've saved $50. It's that simple with Honey. I've been using it even before they sponsored this show. So use the link in the description of this episode today. Help this show out for free and save money in the process. This episode is also sponsored by DistroKid. DistroKid gets your music out to multiple online retailers and saves you the hassle. This is great for artists who write original music, and also if you want to upload a cover. They'll even get you the license you need for that cover and save you the hassle. DistroKid is actually what I use for my music, so I can personally vouch for how great they are. And so back in March, I released an EP called King, and I did a cover of Jimmy World's If You Don't, Don't, and DistroKid just helped me get that license I need without any problem. I just fill out some things, and bada bing, bada boom, it's on the internet. And you can upload as much music as you want. Most streaming services or distribution services require that you pay for each individual upload you do. DistroKid, you pay a one-time fee of $19.99 a year and then upload as much as you want. It's that simple and it's that amazing, and I cannot speak more highly of DistroKid. Using the link in the description, you can save 7% off your first year, or if you want to write it down right now, it's distrokid.com/VIP/SchwegCast, and get your music out to the world today.
Just read about it. Speaking of, I know we're talking about reboots and whatnot. How would you feel if they did an Air Bud reboot? Because now that's
man, I would die.
So you're saying you're not for it?
Oh no, I'm definitely for it. I would.
You are for it. Okay.
I mean, there's so much they can expand on the Air Bud cinematic universe.
Or if they messed it up, do you want a sequel or do you want a whole reboot?
Well, I don't think they need to reboot it. I would just say, yeah, we're going to have the original Golden Retriever, Buddy. He's long gone. Rest in peace, Buddy. So they would obviously have to cast a new Golden Retriever for the film. Honestly, it's kind of a weird thing. They could do a hockey film. I know that could clash because a lot of people consider MVP, Most Valuable Primate, like kind of in the same cinematic universe.
Yeah.
I feel like they could do that without stepping on some grounds. Obviously, track and field, my parents would be all on board for that. But a dog running versus a human running is a little different, so I'm not sure how they would do that.
Yeah.
Just thinking of other sports, curling is not an option.
Or they could use a sport that no one does, like polo or something, and then just make it pop.
Yeah, or maybe water polo. Dude, those guys have to be ripped. Like you think about you're thinking of watching it, you're like, that's probably nothing. No, those guys, it's like maybe 10 feet of water. Those guys have to keep themselves up. Yeah. And then also exert body strength and stuff like that. I think they could do that, but that's the thing though. How much pressure are you putting on that dog?
Yeah. They obviously probably have more than one dog, I would assume, but yeah.
It's like a super trained dog.
Yeah.
A dog playing basketball, convincing a dog to play basketball is not an easy feat.
No, yeah, I would imagine it's not. I mean, I'm sure they trained them, all of them. We should probably Google that. I'm sure there was more than one. So.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess they could get the tricks and stuff. That's the problem. I think that's the big. Maybe there's some movie magic. I don't know. I like to imagine a pure world where that dog exists.
Yeah, but we say that now. I'm sure that's in the works. I'm sure we'll see it. Trailer coming soon. Air Bud, blah blah blah, coming 2021.
Yeah, Disney. See, it's not on Disney Plus either. That's what really annoys me. I'd pay for Disney Plus just to have access to the Air Bud movies all the time.
Yeah, Disney Plus is great. I I'm interested to see what other new content they come up with other than the whole Marvel stuff. I want to see some other things, but obviously things have been derailed. But yeah, I think that there's some room for some. They need to do some like Disney Channel teen reunion stuff. Like, I don't know, we want to see like a 10-minute skit of Camp Rock 3 or something like that. I don't know.
See, I want them to do High School Musical 4.
Yeah,
where, like, it's like a reunion. But here's the thing:
Zac Efron won't be there.
Zac Efron's not there, but I'm playing Troy, where he's like gained a lot of weight and has really let himself go. And I think that'd be perfect.
Troy hard.
So that's like that actually is my dream role. Like,
and then he walks in. It's hard to believe.
It's like, that's not even your song, Troy. I'm like, hard to believe that I couldn't
sing that one. Yeah, that's just the one he's gonna sing.
Just like, that's not even your song, man.
Yeah.
No, the best. I think I could play Garth Brooks if they did a biopic on him.
That's funny.
So I'm like, you just have to change a few things about me. I think I could like pull off like believable to be Garth.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with all these. I just feel like I said, I feel like once this thing is over, there's gonna be so much content because everybody's been waiting, and like we're gonna just be bombarded with new movies and new TV shows, and the like. But yeah, I think they even did backtrack. I think they even did a High School Musical reunion via Zoom, but Zac Efron wasn't there. But I think they did a couple songs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I don't know, but if they do it without me, I'm not going to be happy about it. So they can't do it without me. So that's the rules I am giving Disney in regards to that.
Let's write Kenny Ortega a little letter. Make sure that you're involved.
It's weird to think that Breaking Bad and High School Musical take place in the same city.
Huh. Maybe High School Musical was the prequel to Breaking Bad, and then that's why everything went to crap.
Oh, yeah, that could make a lot of sense. Like, the Albuquerque school, that's where Walter worked at.
Yeah.
And then Jesse Pinkman comes in.
Yeah. Jesse Pinkman, he probably flunked out of the school. Everybody's singing, and then that led him to a lifestyle that he ended up going into. Yeah.
Did you see that Pring video?
The Who video?
There's like this video. Look it up, but there are like all these celebrities were like, I don't stand for injustice.
No, I haven't seen that video.
Let me take a look, see if I can find it real quick. But yeah, it's super. Dude, it's super cringy. Gotta. Okay, that is not the video. See, I need my own Jamie. Someone who just like pulls up videos for me.
You do. You need an assistant.
Yeah, I need a producer. Okay, so this is.
Once you get that Joe Rogan podcast money, you'll have a couple assistants.
So I get that Fleshlight sponsor.
Spotify exclusive.
Yeah, he's strictly on Spotify from what I know. Yeah.
Now that song is stuck in my head. It's hard to believe.
Gotta find this video. Where is it?
It's feeling like no other.
Okay. All right. Here it is.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility for every unchecked moment.
For every time it was easier to ignore than to call it out for what it was.
Every not so funny joke. Every unfair stereotype.
For every blatant injustice, no matter how big or small.
Every time I remained silent.
Every time I explained away police brutality. or turned a blind eye?
I take responsibility. Black people are being slaughtered in the streets, killed in their own homes. These are our brothers and sisters,
Our friends, our family.
I'm such a piece of shit.
I will no longer allow an unchecked moment. I will no longer allow racist, hurtful words, jokes, stereotypes, no matter how big or small, to be uttered in my presence.
I will not turn a blind eye.
I'll never turn a blind eye. I'll always use my good one.
I stand against hate.
I stand against hate.
I stand against hate.
Oh, I fucked up. Oh, I fucked up.
Call out hate, step up, and take action.
Wow.
So the tit cups is obviously was like a parody, but obviously the other parts are real.
Yeah.
Like how weird! It's just like obviously I think the intentions are good, but it's just like this is weird. I think they're all just like trying to be really good actors. It's like the Imagine that Gal Gadot did.
Yeah.
And then like all these people who can't sing are just like, man, you know, the people just like trying to like sing really well. And I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah. That was interesting.
I take responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just, sometimes we work on like maybe a song or something like that, and then you realize this is not good. I need to stop this right now.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but then you're like, let's post it, see what happens.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just see it through, you're like, oh, maybe this will be, and then you're like, no, it wasn't that great.
I think it's just people posting dumb things because, like,
cabin fever.
Yeah, I think they're like Will and Jada. Like I had an entanglement. What? An entanglement?
They didn't.
Yeah, I was with a younger man, August Ames or whatever his name is, and he's like, "No, you slept with August Ames. Why are you saying entanglement?"
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like not everyone's thinking through what they're doing right now, which I don't know.
Just like I was in a situation. Oh, what's the situation? Yeah, I was in a bar last night and I stabbed a guy. I'm like, you weren't in a situation. You murdered someone.
My knife got entangled in his chest.
Yeah, so it's like, an entanglement. That's like a weird word to say. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know why.
I don't even know what made her think of that, but that's the word she chose to go with. But yeah,
Jada is weird. Like it's a kind of weird where like someone has to point it out to you before you notice how weird they are.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people that are in that kind of celebrity status are kind of removed from normality in real life, so they have, I don't know, the set of rules they go by is a little different. So especially in the longer you've been in it, the more removed from normal human rules and interaction you are, I would say.
One person like that, Garth Brooks. Like I keep bringing him up. I've actually might have shown you this before. Have I showed you Garth Brooks joining Facebook?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know.
All right, well, here it is.
Now on Facebook, I really wasn't sure about this at the start. But then a friend of mine said something that just made all kinds of sense. She said, think of it more as a conversation. I like that. But I'm already finding out on my own is that it's wiping the walls out between you and me, and I really like that. It allows us into each other's worlds, or I guess in my case, the hotel room. When I think about things I want to post cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff. But most of the stuff I'm going to post is going to be raw stuff like this. Because it's just who I am. So if this is truly a conversation, then I say let the conversation begin.
Yeah, You showed me that before.
I've shown everyone that video like 30 times.
I guess.
It's just Garth is one of those guys he like assumes like, how much does a gallon of milk cost? Like $20 here.
Yeah.
Like just take it.
So far removed from what normal people know and do every day. So yeah. Oh, Garth.
Mm-hmm. He is a weird guy, but I love him, and I also think he murders people all at the same time. So
yeah,
I don't know what decision I have on him, but yeah, he's a person.
Word.
Who what celebrity do you think is weird?
Huh?
Do you have a weird celebrity?
Like that I'm infatuated with?
Or someone you just think is like, why is this person so weird?
Yeah, let's think. Let's think about this for a second. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Most of the people I follow are musicians or actors or something. I can't think of anybody that's just like super weird.
Is there a celebrity you don't like?
Oh man, I don't want any hate messages. Celebrity I don't like. I mean, I like to keep people out of my.
That's okay. That's fair. I like to gossip.
Yeah, no. If I'm not fond of you, I usually just kind of let it be. But
oh yeah, you're what they call a good person.
I guess so. I'm trying to think of one that I just. I don't know.
I mean, I can list off like tons of people. Maybe I'm a psycho. I could list off like tons of people I don't like.
That you just don't like. I mean, yeah, I usually just like don't follow or don't even like give people attention if I'm not into them. You know, I just gotta keep my vision and my circle kind of clear of that. But I don't know. I thought Joe Jonas was pretty cool for a while. He's pretty funny on his. Instas and socials and all that. I think he's, a lot more interesting than he gets portrayed in the group he's in. But I'm trying to think. I don't know. I guess I don't have one. Maybe I need to get one.
No hate.
I need to get one. That's what I need to do. That needs to be
find someone to hate. That's the moral of today's conversation. Find someone you don't like.
Okay.
seek out someone you don't like.
Oh, I will. That would take me a lot of effort because I'm pretty much. I can find something good about most people, but like I don't know. I wasn't like a huge Taylor Swift fan for a long time, but now I'm just like I understand a lot of the things.
I didn't like her that much when she was country. This is coming from a guy who wrote like a 14-page thesis paper on her in college. So I'm like, that's the sad thing is I can consider myself like a Taylor Swift scholar.
Yeah, I think there's eras of her music for sure. Is like, do you like this era, this era, this era? I think that's the cool thing. Like, she's built a whole discography that is like diverse. If you talk about from the beginning to where it is now. I guess one person that one person a lot of people hate would be Kanye. I don't feel that way personally. I think he's awesome. As far as awesome, I mean his music and his art and things, but personally, I don't know. I don't know if we would be bros or whatnot because he says some off the wall things, but I don't know. I think a lot of people growing up have friends like that just say really dumb stuff, and it's just like you either like back your friend or you're just like it's like, oh, that's just Kanye. He's just saying whatever he wants,
Kanye's so weird because I've been like thinking about it. Like when I watch like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, because I'm that guy, he acts like a normal person, like a dorky dad. Like that's what he seems like. And then like you hear him do like interviews, like I'm a god, and you're like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I do think there's definitely some mental illness, instability there because he's definitely like a few different personalities. But his art though, I love his music. Yeah, like just like what I was saying with Taylor, he has different. If you look at it from beginning to where it is now, there's like different eras of Kanye for sure.
Just I say with Taylor, you start with Red and go up from there. Just ignore all the country stuff.
Sure, I know there's people that love country Taylor. If she were to do a country tour right now, just the old stuff, I'm sure she would.
I love Nashville, like trying to hold on to her being a country artist.
Yeah.
It's like, Taylor, we love you. Come back.
Nashville's weird too because they had the whole billboard up for Old Town Road, Billy Ray Cyrus, but they didn't mention in like small fine print. It was like, and Little Nas X. I was like, I think it's his.
Isn't that his song?
Yeah. So
I mean, Old Town Road. I like the song. I mean, as simple as it is. I don't like that with like Billboard, like counting the tracks, or whatever, how they do that. They count the remixes as all in one song. I'm like, no, I don't like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of rules there with that. I think, I don't know, but Old Town Road was, I didn't like it at first either. It was like, it grew on me and I was like, oh, this is kind of like, it just bothered me how simple it was and how, kind of redundant and kind of, whatever. But I got it. I was like, oh, this is why this is a hit. Because you want a song that is just so simple that after the first couple times hearing it, everything, So.
Mm-hmm. But kids probably ruin that too. Like they're ruining everything.
You said who?
Kids, those Zoomers or whatever they're called.
Yeah. I'm
excited for now that we're old enough that there's a generation below us that we can complain about them.
Yeah. Back in my day, we had MySpace.
We're considered millennials, so it's fun because when like COVID started, like kids were still having parties and stuff like that, or like I guess like the younger, like 18, 19, they were having parties and stuff like that. And then like people were like, oh, these millennials don't care. I'm like, no, we are not the ones having the parties. Those are Gen Z, the Zoomers. So keep our names out of your mouth.
It's the young kids, yeah. No, speaking of that, I saw they were doing a lot of graduations that were like drive-by graduations. That was weird. I feel for the kids on that. I was like, oh man, like my graduation was a lot of people, which I probably would have preferred to drive up. Actually, not thinking about it, but I know that a lot of these kids, they don't get that experience because of COVID. So it's a weird time. I also saw though that drive-in movies are maybe making a comeback thanks to COVID, and I hope that's a thing because I like the.
I know I like the idea of like get a bunch of friends to get, but that's the problem. My idea is like let's get a bunch of friends, and we're gonna get together, and then we're gonna like tailgate and start grilling and stuff like that. And that's like my idea. I'm like, oh yeah, that's still not like a good idea.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, drive in on your own car with maybe one other person, but not everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, the big thing with that is like you want to get because like you pay per car, like per vehicle, so it's like a little up. But if you get a good enough amount of people like split it with you, like you're pretty good.
Yeah. Let's just cram everybody into one car, as many people as possible.
Drive. And then, like, you're not sitting in the car. You're going to, like, get out, like, lawn chairs or something like that.
Yeah.
That's, like, my idea.
Yeah.
Because I would honestly rather, like, when you think of, like, tailgating for sporting events, it's like, I'd rather actually, like, tailgate and not watch the game.
Just the tailgating aspect, not the actual game itself.
Like just sitting around drinking and eating, like actually that's like my dream. Like that's the social I want to be. I just want to sit around, drink and eat.
Yeah. Life is hopefully I think whether we like it or not, life is going to change a little bit post this era. I think, like I know sports has started back up and they're doing it with like no fans and like smaller amounts of teams and like restrictions as the even within the teams what hotels and things they can stay at and they can leave and I don't know this weird Zack Snyder directed 2020 it needs to go.
The first part was initially directed by Zack Snyder. Now but then when 2020 hit, it's now directed by Joss Whedon. And he's like kind of picking up and then like changing the entire thing.
Maybe Tyler Perry will direct the latter half. I don't know.
God, I don't like Tyler Perry, FYI. But yeah, that's another person on my list I don't like.
Jeez.
I don't know. I just think his like form of comedy is just very cheap.
I think he appeals to who he appeals to, and I actually watched him talk about this once, and he's just like, he's not trying to expand his audience. He's trying to appeal to this demographic. And I
guess I just don't like Medea. I just think like it's one of those things that you're like, this is it's kind of like a joke. At first, it was initially funny, and now the joke is dead. But like, people are still doing it.
For me as an artist and a creator, you always hear about those actors that say they want to get into deeper roles, like the ones, especially ones that do like comic book and action and thriller type movies. They want to do like more grittier, indie type of roles and artsy roles and whatnot. I understand that. I don't think I would personally, even with the art I'm creating now, I don't want to personally be in one box for my entire life. I want to be able to expand and whatnot. But on the other side, there are people that like Tyler Perry that are going to stick in this thing and they're going to keep creating within this realm and not kind of go too far left or right. But I personally couldn't do that. Like, I would love to do acting in general, and I think that it would be cool to be in an action type flick, but then it'd be cool to do something just like completely not that.
It's just, I think you just get sick of doing the same thing over and over, and then you want to do something different.
Yeah. Also, if I thinking about this, if I could be in the X-Men franchise, hopefully they bring Morph back. I don't know if you remember Morph from the '90s cartoon, but that would be a cool guy to be.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he'd be really cool.
A male version of Mystique.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I still think Nova would be the best one. Gotta remember who. Someone in the Young Avengers. I can't remember the name. Because they're kind of like setting up for a Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Who is he? Because they already got Novar, I think is. Yeah, Novar. It's kind of like this goofy dude. But I think he'd be. I could do a Young Avengers.
Yeah. I think the world is ready for a black Cyclops. That would be cool. But like
That'd
I said,
cool. I could.
They'd have to make him a little bit more likable. I could play him if he's just a straight dick. That's not the move I would like to make.
Mm-hmm.
They could make him, because he is, in a way, he is the X-Men. Like, when you think of X-Men, you think of Wolverine, Professor X, Cyclops, Jean Grey. Usually those are like, if you had to pick top 5, those are in the top 4. So I think they could do him a little better. They don't have to do him dirty.
Yeah, they'd probably make him like Doctor Strange or Tony Stark, where it's kind of like, this guy's kind of a dick, but
a likable dick.
But you like him. So that's, if they're going to do that, that's probably the route they're going to go for.
Yeah. And then maybe we should just not have Jean in there to begin with. Maybe we should remove that and see how that works out. I don't know.
The Jean one, because the Dark Phoenix is kind of like, that's her story.
Yeah, they've done that a couple times now. I think we could do something different.
Yeah, that's gonna be the problem with the X-Men, is just kind of like, what story are they going to tell? Because when they made Tom Holland Spider-Man, they're like, we're not going anywhere near the other 2 franchises.
Yeah.
And so
we're just going to skip the origin story.
So, like,
but that brings the problem though with the whole mutant thing, because the big thing is that they are outcast from the world and people don't.
And that's also where it's like, you know how like Iron Man and Captain America exist and we all love them? Here's a bunch of people we don't like.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting how they introduce them to begin with, but maybe have to be a multiverse situation where they're like a part of another Earth or something, and people hate them in their Earth. And I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box, but I'm sure the brilliant minds over there in the Marvel universe have figured it out. They've cracked the code.
But I think Deadpool is going to be a fun one.
Yeah. So they're keeping Ryan Reynolds, right?
Supposedly. So Ryan Reynolds is still going to be Deadpool because obviously, I think of all the Fox franchises, that one's the most successful.
Right.
And I think basically they're gonna let him do kind of his thing. However, if it's gonna be connected to the MCU, is still questionable. What I'm gonna make a mild guess is that whatever happens in Deadpool 3, it's not necessarily gonna affect any events in the MCU, which probably is the best option.
Right. But he can travel through different universes though, right? So
yeah, well, my joke is just like I had like this idea of like the beginning of it would be like him in like all the big events of the MCU, but like showing up at like the last minute or something like that. It's like, and then obviously it's like a fourth wall joke. He's like, we're finally in the MCU, boys, and they're like just making fun of Fox.
Yeah,
it's like no longer this Marvel made by Nickelback. It's
right.
They made that joke in I think Once Upon a Deadpool. It was Princess. It was like they were making fun of the Princess Bride. I think Fred Savage was there, and he's just like, it's like we are Marvel. It's like it's not like a Marvel film. It's like we are Marvel. Yeah, it's like Marvel owned by Fox. It's not. It's like it's like the Beatles music produced by Nickelback.
Yeah. So much expectation, but hopefully the world doesn't end before that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm hopefully like they just kind of just joke around about it. No, we're in the MCU now.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a different universe because I would probably want them to recast Colossus, but maybe not. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I think what's the best? That'd be good. There's a comic. It's like Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, something like that, where he goes around and he just kills every hero. I think if they want to do like a really fresh reboot, which they probably won't, like that would be the good story.
I don't know how fans would like that, but yeah, hey, maybe. I think the cool thing too with Disney Plus, and maybe we can get some of this, is they can do like, apart from their little their TV shows are doing, they could maybe do some short skits here and there. Some short like I don't know Disney Marvel shorts where they could do different things, and I don't know, maybe even they can even do like little specials, like an hour special of just like the X-Men hanging out having Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know.
Deadpool is just like, yeah, what? Why is it when I'm always here, it's always just you three? It's like we don't have the budget for the good X-Men.
Yeah, these are the ones they can afford.
Oh yeah, and Deadpool 2, like he like closes like all like the actual important X-Men, like they're like closing the door, like James McAvoy, like closing the door and Beast is in there, and just like.
That's funny.
Have you seen Deadpool 2?
I haven't seen that one. No.
It's pretty good.
I'm gonna have
apparently, it's like I haven't seen Logan, but apparently it's kind of like a joke on that. It's kind of like that, a joke on that movie.
Yeah.
Where there's like a young kid. It's very interesting. If you've seen Logan, then apparently, yeah, watch Deadpool 2.
Okay. I'll have to catch up on it. Yeah.
It's good.
Awesome.
But, yeah, I'm excited for Deadpool in the future.
Yeah. Same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for all of it.
I was wondering, though, like, why they kept Ryan Reynolds, like, in the ugly form.
You mean... What are you talking about?
Where, like, like, where he's, like, bald and, like...
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
They should just go, like, be like, all right, we're gonna fix that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of that, I wonder how. I guess you're gonna have to do like a multiverse thing because technically Ryan Reynolds was in X-Men Origins, the Fox.
Oh yeah. So they
So
kind of joke around like that doesn't count. Well, no, he went back in time and that's a spoiler for like the end credit scene where like Ryan Reynolds figures out like a time traveling thing, and he like has to kill. He like tries to kill baby Hitler, and then he like shoots himself. The X-Men Origins Deadpool shoots that, and then like he's like looking at the script for Green Lantern, and he shoots him too.
Eesh, that's hilarious. They have no rules with Deadpool. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, yeah, that's like when he makes like Green Lantern jokes, like that's really funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in the first one, he like has a Hugh Jackman like picture on his face when like his girlfriend like takes off his mask.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's funny. Nothing is off limits with them.
Dude, I remember when the first Deadpool was in theaters, because a bunch of kids were trying to sneak into it. It was like the first time I ever got ID'd for a movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I was like 22, maybe, I think, when it came out. So it's just, I get it, but it was just kind of funny.
Yeah. That's funny.
I think the guy was just like, yeah, a bunch of kids are trying to get in, so we really have to ID everyone.
We gotta ID everybody.
Like, you don't want to see like an R-rated movie, they're like, oh, you look like you're 18. Which is like, when you like get alcohol, they're like very strict. Like, you better be 21.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta get lit this Deadpool movie.
The problem is when you go into a liquor store all the time, and they're like, oh, no, I know you're 21. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
The worst time was, you come in here all the time. When I was in college in that Little Caesars, they're like, oh, you come in here all the time. I should know your name by now. I'm like, dang it. Like, I don't want to be known here at Little Caesars.
I'm a pizza-aholic. I was known at the Pizza Hut back in Oklahoma pretty, like, regularly, which is probably, yeah. But it happens.
Pizza Hut's... I like Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
You said what?
No one out-pizzas the Hut.
No one out-pizzas the Hut. Yeah, growing up, believe it or not, I liked Little Caesars a lot, but that was pre-hot and ready, and they changed the ingredients, and I don't know. I grew up in Michigan, so I feel like
that's Detroit. That's the birthplace.
That was where it came from, and it was just better back in the day. But then they had to meet customer demand or whatever they had to do, and they changed the whole everything. And yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, they had like a downslope, and then they went back up again.
Yeah, like, oh, how can we get out as much as possible? Let's just, get the cheap.
It is like when you talk about like the $5 hot and ready, you're like, it's $5, and so like then you're like, because like there's like a taste to price ratio, like you're like, it's $5. Like
right.
You could get like takeout from like sometimes like McDonald's is more than that.
Yeah.
Like if you just get like a normal meal.
Yeah. Oh man, I haven't gone there in years.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we probably should wrap up soon. But you got any music coming out? Anything planned you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. I just released 2 weeks ago a song, Just Love You. I'm doing a couple remixes of that this week. They'll be coming out. The Just Love You remix EP. And then in September, I'm dropping this mixtape that I've been talking about for months. So that'll be cool. I'm excited for people to hear that. It's just, a little bit of all my personalities and, people will hopefully, some people will dig certain things, some people dig other things, other people might not like any of it, and then some people will like the whole thing. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, it's just me just kind of flexing my creative muscles and just pushing out content because that's what the kids want. They want more content.
It's just who I am.
That's just who I am. But yeah, that's what I got going on, and hopefully we'll be playing shows sooner or later, and and I'm also always writing for other people still, so I'm just excited for the future. I missed everything. Still excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So where can we check you out at?
I am on all the platforms, Spotify, Apple, it's Dachri, Dachri, and then on socials, it's I am Dachri, IAMDACHRI, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, I even got Twitter. I don't know if anybody's on there anymore, but, I'm there now. And, yeah, I am everywhere.
Are you on Pornhub?
No, not to my knowledge. Somebody else could have put me on there, but to my knowledge, I'm not there.
Okay, well, maybe someday.
Maybe when I get blow up, I'll, be there.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, man, thank you for coming on. Some of you know, me and David write a lot together, or Dachri, sorry. Call you by your Christian name.
Government name. Oh, no, it's out.
So, yeah, we write together a lot. So hopefully we got a lot of things, cool things. We got to write again sometime.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm going to shoot you some dates. Yes, for sure. I'm just trying to keep it all together. My schedule is crazy sometimes, and other times there's nothing going on. But lately it's been crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, man, yeah, I'll let you go because we've been talking forever. But yeah, wish you the best.
Man, and
go follow Dachri.
Yes, follow. Thank you for having me on. I look forward to seeing your podcast grow and flourish. And this one's for the Zoomers, the TikTokers.
This one's for you. Take it easy. We up out of here. Woo!
Yeah.
All right, man. I'll let you go. All right.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Later.
Hashtag pray for Micah.